one thought that came to my mind when it was a really good question that, because all of us have, and I'm sure folks that are listening or tune in have been following some spiritual inquiry in their own lives. And usually with meditation, for 30, 40 years of meditating, we think of this as, that too becomes a repetitive item.
Oh, yeah.
And it becomes, you fall into ruts, you fall into just this feeling of expectation, well, here I am again, I'm doing. But what struck me when you were describing the experience, and I related it to my own experience, is that we think of transcending as being an inward experience. What this is, because wholeness is everywhere, it's like we're transcending out. We're taking the transcendent that is so familiar and intimate to us that we've always thought of that we had to contact here. But we're creating this flow of integrating, and to do that flow, to have the flow really truly occur, things have to break. These old ideas have to break down so that silence, that wholeness can begin to dance and flow and relate on all levels of action. Because one of the first things you said was activity. Mm-hmm. You said it's for action. Mm-hmm. Divine Mother, this program is for integrating this into action. Mm-hmm. And it's exactly that. It's what I find I'm noticing more is that I notice in terms of my day-to-day functionality is that becomes more of a flow, more of a dance, more of a just an extension of what we always thought of as something that we had to close our eyes to contact. So this program is a beautiful bridge of that to everything. It's just integrating. Mm-hmm. It's a very integrating program.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Well, thank you. Thank you. That's well stated. Yeah, personally, I reached a point where I had a lot of wholeness. I had a lot of union with God, and it was like, so what? What's it for? I mean, it's very not to diminish it in any way, but what do you do with it? And and so I don't really know what I remember. So what happened was I developed this whole program, something to do with it. Because what happens when you move it is a lot of joy, a lot of bliss, a lot of ecstasy, and not only that, a lot of knowledge. Because it's all in the silence. And so it's kind of what you said, it's like pulling all that out, moving it out into the field of activity and enjoyment and fascination. And I have to say there were certain things in my activity I wasn't enjoying. And now I'm enjoying a lot more. And from drawing that source out into the active field, I mean into the area of health, into the area of relationships, into the area of work, I'm really realizing that the Creator did structure the creation for us to enjoy, for us to have fun with. But unless we go to the source and say, okay, Creator, let's see it. Please, show me how to enjoy and bring it out. Asking for it, it just stays kind of quiet and silent and hidden. And then we run all of our thoughts about, oh, yeah, this is great, but, I'm depressed. Or, this is, I've been meditating and and I know that I'm whole and one with God, but I can't find a relationship, none of my relationships don't work. You see those things happening to very spiritual people who've been very committed to spiritual growth for a long time. And so I had to find out, why. I wasn't going to accept that. And so that's when all this research came in. The Divine Mother healing and guidance, as you said, is to just bring the life back into life. You find the source of life, and then just bringing it in, filling with it, and using it. I mean, ultimately, we are going to use it to change this world, to change this earth. We've got a tremendous amount of pain, a tremendous amount of suffering in the world. And those of us who are starting to step out of that, well, we want to bring it to everybody else. So it's not boring, and it and it isn't. I don't think we're going to. There's always going to be more. Just as you began today, and Divine Mother is saying, ask me for more. If you have a problem with something, ask me to show you how to solve it. Utilize all that potential knowledge and energy and intelligence that's lying at the source. Just ask for it. So that's really what we're doing here, and encouraging other people to, from whatever inspiration they get, or knowledge, or grace you may receive, give it to other people in whatever your way is, whatever purpose you uncover for yourself. Do it.